Hey guys, it's Drewberry and I'm back with some more Marvel Snap content. Now you might notice, got the hood on because we're looking at some cards that haven't been revealed yet. Gotta keep it on wraps. We're looking at datamine cards that might not even exist ever. They could be completely fake, lies. I don't know, but we're looking at them. Even better yet, we're reviewing them. Why not? Now there's a lot. I don't know how, but there's a lot of cards out there that are data mined. So I'm going to break it up into a 4-part series. Maybe even more if we get more data mined cards in the future. Who knows? I have some suspicions on some cards that are going to come out, and I'll let you know when I think of those are going to come out. But for now, we're going to have the look at the first batch 12. Okay, let's get to it. So we got Absorbing Man. So unrevealed, if the last card you played has an on-reveal ability, this card copies it. He's a 4 cost, 3 power. I'm giving him 4 stars. Because this guy's probably nuts. Honestly, he's probably a 5-star card. I think anytime you can copy an ability of another card, it's basically like having 2 of them, but then maybe at a discounted price. Like I could see some like crazy synergy. Honestly, I can't even think of it. I can't even think of what would be crazy, but it's probably crazy. Even like the Guardians of the Galaxy package, maybe Moon Girl, even to get more cards to your hand. I don't know, guys. But I just know that people are smarter than me, and they're going to find a way to make this broken. So there's no way this is less than 4 stars. Am I right? I think so. I think that makes sense. We're taking off the hood. Okay, Agent Coulson. So he's an on-reveal, add a random 4 cost and 5 cost card to your hand. He's a 3 cost, 4 power. So pretty vanilla stat line. And you get 2 cards to your hand, which has a lot of synergy with things like Collector, Devil Dino, etc. And he works on curve as well. So you play him on 3, and then you get a 4-drop and a 5-drop guaranteed. It's pretty nice. Then you have America Chavez in your deck, and you're basically just playing the game on easy mode. But I'm giving him 3 stars, and that's purely because it's random. It's random cards. Agent 13 seemed like a good card. Now she hardly sees any play, except for a few niche decks, because the random effect just isn't worth it. Sometimes it'll actually clog your hand with things you don't want to play, right? So I think Agent Coulson, he's just too much of a risk. Might be nice, but I'm giving him 3 stars. Look at the card art, by the way. So fantastic. I love it on all of these. I never would have thought Agent Coulson would be a member in Marvel Snap, a card, but hey, I'll take it. Atuma. Look at this one. I love the way this one looks. But the effect is pretty poor. This is basically just another Namor, and Namor I find already quite weak. So in this instance, it's not if you're the only card at the location, but if you have another card with Atuma, he's going to be destroyed. So almost worse than Namor, because your Namor, you at least just have 5 power for the 4 if you have another card there. This one just straight up gets deleted. Could be good in destroy synergy, but 4 costs just to destroy 1 card, and you have to play something there. Ouch. And let's not forget the goblins exist, or Viper. So your opponent could like put stuff on your side, deleting Atuma, and probably giving you a negative amount of power at that location. Not very good. I'm giving him 2 stars. Maybe somehow he sees play. You could have things like Zero that work with him, I guess. Don't know. Black Knight. Ooh, I like the Black Knight. This is a nice card. He's a 1 cost, 2 power. When this is destroyed, draw a card. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys about deck thinning and the power it has in Marvel Snap. In Marvel Snap, you have 12 cards in your deck. Pretty obvious, right? If you can get to your combo faster than your opponent, you're in a great position. And that's what the Black Knight is doing. Not only is he just a 1-drop, so he's easy to just throw out there. He's also very easy to destroy with Killmonger, Carnage, you name it. Anything that destroys things, he can be destroyed. And you're going to draw a card once he's destroyed. So you get the destroy benefit, and you draw a card, thinning out your deck. Everything about this card I love. This card is great. He looks really cool. I have no idea who Black Knight is, but I want him in the game today. So I really like Black Knight. He gets 5 stars. Let's move on to the next 4. Oh la 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 la, we got some good ones here. My goodness. Black Panther. Now, I think Black Panther is going to come out soon. There's the Black Panther movie coming out, and I could totally see a full season being surrounded about Black Panther. Don't know which month that movie is coming out, but I guarantee this is going to be the card of that season. I guarantee it. He's too much of an icon in the Marvel Universe to not get his dedicated season on release. So, he's a 4 cost, 2 power, on reveal, double this card's power. Nuts! There's so many things that you can buff this up with. We're talking Forge, Okoye, Nakia, probably a bunch of other things that I'm not even thinking about. All the things in the future that could buff it. You can bounce this card back to your hand with things like the Beast, and then you can play it again, doubling its power again. Like, dude, this card is nuts. Come on. And you don't even have to give that much buff to get a decent payoff. Literally just give it 2 power, and you'll have a 4/8. If you can't even buff this, this is a 4/4, right? Hey, and here's another thing. Wong, unrevealed synergy. So you could double his power instantly with Wong on the field. Like, there's so much synergy with this card. It's such a good card. I love it. I want it next season. Let's see it. Okay, and then we got Blink, which is another card I love. That's why I had to use it in the thumbnail, because I was like, oh, I want more move cards. Don't you guys just love move decks, but there's just not enough move things to do? So you end up running a similar deck, maybe a few cards here and there, but it's basically the same thing. I want more. I need more. And Blink is fantastic. 3 cost, 1 power. You can move this each turn when it moves plus 1 power. Now, when I first read this, I thought this is absolutely bonkers. This is going to break the game. But it's not, actually, because you're going to play it on 3, let's say, on most instances, unless you have some kind of mana cheat. And then it's going to move on 4, 5, and 6. That's 3 power, 3 movement, and you're looking at a 3/4 card. Now, of course, there's things like Craven that exist, where you can buff it up to give extra power. There's locations that you can't reach that Blink could get over there, just like Nightcrawler can, or Vision. Vision is similar in his ability, but he's a stat line of 7, and he doesn't get any buffs, whereas Blink is a little cheaper, and you can continuously buff her. Now, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You could also move her with some other things. So she moves at the start of the turn, and then you Heimdall her and she moves again. That's another extra power. I just think this could be nuts. And as more move synergy things come out, I think you'd see a lot more Blink in the meta. Love this card. I gave it 4 stars. She might not even be a 4-star card, but I just love the idea of having more move in the game. Then we got Blob. Blob sucks. Please tell me in the comments below how Blob is supposed to work, because all I see is a bad Colossus. You have Colossus, which is a 2/3. Blob is a 3/4, which in my opinion is a worse stat line. And he just can't be moved, but he can be destroyed. He can have his power reduced. Like, what is going on? And then he's ongoing, but there's really nothing to work with here. Like, maybe you have Spectrum to buff him as an ongoing card. That's about it. Like, you don't want to double this ongoing effect because it's doing nothing. It's too bad, because I think Blob is a hilarious card, and thematically this aligns. But when you have a card like Colossus that already is doing this but better, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, let's move on to Bullseye. He's a 5-star. Very simple, guys. Very simple. If you're familiar with the word tutoring in card games, you will understand why this card is so broken. Tutoring is when you can get select cards out of your deck into your hand to play them. It enacts combos. So the idea here is, if you have that 2-cost card, let's say it's the Beast. I recently did a video about bouncing cards. The Beast is a core component to that deck. Well, I haven't drawn my Beast yet. So I just hold on to Bullseye. I play him. Maybe Beast is my only 2-cost card in my entire deck, and I guarantee that draw. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, and by the way, his effect is unrevealed. The next card you draw will be a 2-cost card if any are left, right? So tutoring out a 2-cost card. Unreal. This is actually so broken in a game with only 12 cards and no duplicates. It just guarantees certain picks. Honestly, in my opinion, you could never have a card printed in this game that would do on reveal. The next card you draw is a 6-cost card. That is too good. That's why America Chavez has value, because she's that guaranteed 6 on turn 6. If you could guarantee things like, I don't know, like Magneto or I don't know, just crazy bonkers 6-cost cards that do so much that you guarantee on curve, that'd be nuts. So anyways, Bullseye is good, guys. Bullseye is really, really good. Because he's this card coming out. Especially, I think he was a rival of Daredevil. So that'd be kind of cool if he came out soon. Let's move on. So then we get the Dazzler. Dazzler terrifies me. Not because of the ability. I find it pretty weak. But her art is so overwhelming. I fear the animated version is going to just completely freak me out every time I see her. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's a lot of color. That's a lot of color. She's a 3-star card because she is a 4/4 and ongoing if you have 4 cards at this location. Each location, plus 8 power. So yeah, that could be 12, right? That could be a 4 for 12. Lots of power. You literally have to fill your entire board for this get the benefit. Probably possible. Probably could find a way. You know, there's flood decks out there that do that pretty easily, but it's just a high risk. If you don't get those Squirrel Girls, those broods, or whatever you plan on doing to fill those locations, then you might not get the payoff, and then you paid 4 to get just 4 power Don't know how I feel about it. The art scares me. She gets 3 stars. Darkhawk. This guy looks great. I love him. But he's a 1/3, and his ability is you can only play this at locations where you already have a card. Dude, what? Come on. That's just not good. He'd be better without an ability. And here's the thing. Let's compare him to Blade. My thinking is that a 1 cost 3 power is premium stats, right? I think. But not when you have an ability that really doesn't do anything. It doesn't synergize with anything. There's no ongoing. There's no unreveal. There's no discard synergy. No movement synergy. Like, there's just, like, no synergy. It's just, like, a straight-up condition that you can only play it when you have another card there. And I don't know how I feel about it. I guess there's no downside because, like, Blade technically could be a downside discarding a card in, like, the bounce deck that I was playing or something like that. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. It just seems like an unnecessary amount of text. Like, you're probably never going to have a problem playing this. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm just worried about it filling up a spot in my deck for not achieving all that much. That's what I'm thinking. And the +1 power, like, compared to, like, Misty Knight is, like, I don't know. Is that a big difference maker? Misty Knight can get buffed like crazy with Patriot decks. Don't know. Might be a 1-star card. Moving on. We got Ghost Spider, which is basically Gwen Stacy. I don't know why she's called Ghost Spider, but that's kind of cool. Whatever. She's got her cell phone out. She's taking selfies. She's a 3-star card. On reveal, move the last card you played here. Now, this was interesting text to me because I don't fully understand what's going on here. The last card, so I imagine there's a card you already played at that location, whenever you played it, doesn't matter when. Like, let's say you played it on turn 1, and then you played Ghost Spider on turn 6. If it was the last card played at this location, it's going to move. Okay, got it. But it's random? Like, it doesn't say random location. You move it. Usually when you can move things, it's a choice. Like, you have the option to move it to a different location. So maybe when you put Ghost Spider on the location, you then have the ability to move the card, and then the turn plays out. That would be pretty good, I think. That would have value. If it's random, like when on reveal, usually works. When the card's flipped, that's going to move the card, and it's probably because the turns is simultaneous and you don't usually interact with the board at all. When the turns are playing out, it's going to move to a random location. Don't know if I love that as much. So remember, a 3-star card purely because I'm not 100% clear on how she works. Could be very cool. Could be just meh. So we'll see. Then we've got Elsa Bloodstone. This card just looks great. It's a 1 cost, 1 power. At the end of each turn, if you were winning this location, +1 power. 4 stars. Very reminiscent of a Sunspot. Kind of just naturally giving power to a location under a certain condition. Sunspot is leftover mana. Elsa Bloodstone is if you're winning the location. But you're probably going to set up a deck that you're going to force win a certain location and then, like, I don't know, infinite the other. So I kind of like Elsa Bloodstone for that because if you can play her on curve on 1, find a way to win every consecutive turn, you're going to have 1, 5, 6 power, whatever it might be. You can buff it with other 1 cost synergy stuff. So I just see, like, this could have a lot of value. And really, all you have to do is win the location for 2 turns, and you've probably already got a good enough return on your investment here, right? Now you're probably thinking, well, Drew, you just said Darkhawk sucks when he's a 1/3, and you don't have to do jack with him. And you'd be right. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, guys. Because these cards, they're not out yet. They might never be out yet. Who knows? So don't tell anybody that I showed you this, okay? Don't tell anybody. Drewberry,